Hi there guys, I hope you are having a good day. Now let's talk about Dillian Whyte and what could be next for him, because it's interesting his position. He will get a shot at the winner of Undisputed, if that actually happens of course, and he will be WBC mandatory in 2022, so he is guaranteed a shot at the WBC World Championship provided he keeps winning, and that is very important because he did lose against Alexander Povetkin. Now, had he won that fight, then he would be mandatory now to Tyson Fury. And of course he was able to get the rematch and got the victory in stunning fashion. So he was able to exact revenge on Alexander Povetkin. But the question is, who does he face next? Now that could be very interesting for Dillian Whyte, because I don't necessarily want to see him taking too many risks, because we've seen it before. Dillian Whyte has nothing left to prove other than his ability to compete at world level in a world title opportunity. I mean, he's been competing at world level, but at elite level against the likes of Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury. Now, he has shared the ring with AJ before, but that was at British level. Now, it's at world level, so things are different for Dillian Whyte. So, more so than anything else, I want to see him get to that point rather than have a big fight next, because it's great to see Dillian Whyte in those tough challenges, it's great to see great matchups in the heavyweight division, but I want to see how he fares against Tyson Fury or Anthony Joshua. I'm interested in that. So if we have to take him fighting maybe even Otto Wallin or someone like that, I know it's not a huge fight next for him. I mean, Otto Wallin is coming off of a good win over Dominic Brazil. Maybe there is someone else like that out there, but if we take a fight like that and we get to see Dillian Whyte get a good knockout victory or just get a good victory against an opponent like that, then eventually we'll get to see him in a world title opportunity. And at some stage, that is what I would rather see. So Dillian Whyte has paid his dues. He has done what has been asked of him, so now it's time for him to go and get his world title opportunity. I wouldn't want to see him do anything that would jeopardize that from this point forwards, because I don't mean to be rude, but he's not getting any younger, and I want to see him in his prime when he gets that opportunity. And these tough fights do put miles on the clock. The Chisora fights, the Joseph Parker fights, the Povetkin fights, they put miles on the clock. So I do want to see Dillian Whyte 100% when he gets in the ring, and I was worried before the Povetkin fight that he was giving his best and his best performances to those kind of matchups, which are brilliant, but still non-world title opportunities. He does want to become a world champion, and before the Povetkin fight, he explained maybe he has only 5 or 6 fights left in his career. So he is getting towards the tail end of his career and he still hasn't had that world title opportunity. He does need to do something for himself and decide that that is the priority. No more slip-ups, and make sure that he gets to that point. Now, he does want to fight twice this year still, and he can do that because he fought Povetkin in March. He could fight in summer, then fight maybe December. Perhaps it could even be on the undercard of the rematch between AJ versus Fury, Undisputed. Now that could be quite interesting. So there is the possibility of that. And I mean, I like how Dillian Whyte wants to remain active, because I do believe that fighters these days can fight more than just twice a year, and Dillian Whyte does want to do that, which is great. So there was Povetkin. Who else could he face in the summer? I mean, he is talking about Deontay Wilder, Andy Ruiz, but I'm not entirely sure whether that will happen. Ruiz would be difficult to make due to the fact that they are on different platforms. Same with Wilder, and not just that, Wilder has not yet had his comeback, so therefore he's not going to want to go into a fight with Dillian Whyte. So that leaves Dillian Whyte in a situation where he's looking for an opponent. I mean, I wouldn't mind Dillian Whyte fighting, say, Alexander Usyk, Joe Joyce, perhaps the winner of that fight, the winner of the fight over at the weekend. I mean, anyone could get in there with Dillian Whyte, and there's definitely a possibility that he can fight still twice this year. And in fact, I think that's good for him to remain active. I just want him to pick those fights to ensure that when that world title opportunity comes, he is fully ready for it and has plenty of gas in the tank still to go and do whatever needs to be done in that championship opportunity, because I think that it's interesting how the fight could turn out if he were to fight Tyson Fury and a rematch with Anthony Joshua, because that was what, 6 years ago that those two got in the ring at British level, so you would expect that they would have had a rematch by now, but that hasn't happened. I mean, they came close at one point, but still, the fight did not come off. So that's definitely a rematch that would have much intrigue in it, because AJ is much improved since British level, so is Dillian Whyte, so that's a fight that I want to see also, but that likely will come next year, Tyson Fury or AJ. This year, perhaps an Otto Wallin, perhaps an Alexander Usyk, Joe Joyce, Derek Chisora, Joseph Parker. There are some great fights that he can have around his level, but then when he goes on to that title opportunity, that is when he jumps up to elite level. And I won't lie to you, I'm interested to see how he deals with going to that kind of level. Anyway, guys, what are your thoughts on this? Make sure you leave your thoughts in the comments below. Also leave a like and grab that subscribe button. Thanks guys.